What the?
Now.
Hold on. I don't know what to... Oh, hold on.
Welcome back, folks. My name is Ari with Fit Pro VR. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe and do all the dumb shit down at the bottom too if you're interested in getting fitness tips from a true fitness professional. Now, this game is called VRWorkout and it's available on Applabs completely free. And it's very different because it goes beyond just hitting things with other things, which is what most fitness games fall into. You're punching orbs, you're slashing blocks, you're hitting balloons with bats. It's beyond that. In fact, it has none of that, which is pretty good. But let's not get it twisted. This game is not finished yet, and it's very well known by the developer that this is a work in progress. Let's start with the negatives. The first thing you'll notice when you open this game for the first time is its information overload. There's menu screens everywhere, and it's a lot to read. So if you're somebody that's just trying to jump into a workout and get started right away, it's not something that you're going to be interested in doing, at least right now. So what that means is there's a high learning curve for the average user. But again, this isn't for the average user. This is for somebody who wants to work out in virtual reality, not get tricked into working out in virtual reality. Now, when I open this up, I feel like I'm willing to stick around and learn more about it, but the average person may be overwhelmed. It might be interpreted as too much information. Now, the second thing that kind of took me off guard was there's a lot of customization. Now, for me personally, I like a lot of customization, but my goal when doing this review was to try and look at it from an average user's perspective. I was really unsure what to expect in the workout, so I started clicking all the buttons and trying to make it as challenging as possible. Now, like I said, with the information overload, there's both a tutorial and an onboarding. I completely missed the onboarding because I saw a tutorial and I assumed that was all. Now, after joining the Discord and talking with the developer, I found that the onboarding is soon to replace the tutorial. It's just in a transition point right now where they both exist at the same time. So again, that's something that is being fixed. Now, this is a game that has you doing push-ups, it has you doing planks, it has you doing crunches, and it has you jumping. One of my complaints here is that some of the cues for this are a little confusing. It has you go into a push-up position and the trainer voice says push-ups, but the reality is it's not just push-ups, it's push-ups, it's side planks, it's airplane planks, it's traditional planks. It's a lot of different things, not just push-ups. If you're in the mode to be doing push-ups and suddenly they start throwing side planks at you, well, now it gets really confusing because I thought I was doing push-ups when in reality, I should be in a push-up position doing other exercises. So that's something that I believe needs to be clarified down the road as well. But I think my biggest negative here for the game, and this is going to be my last one, is that it suffers from the need to edit. It's hard to make sense of a lot of things on the menu screen, especially if it's your first time in and you don't have somebody walking you through it. Now, I was lucky enough, but it also kind of biased my opinion in that I spoke to the developer before I opened the application, and my goal was to kind of come into it dumb and not know what I was expecting, because that's how most people are going to open it. They're going to see something that says VRWorkout, they're going to open it, and I wanted to get that experience. So editing is something that I believe the developer needs to start incorporating sooner rather than later. Rather than having 6 paragraphs on a menu screen explaining everything in little details, it needs to be in the cues that are done in the same workout. Let me use this as an example of a personal trainer. Let's say I have a client that's not squatting low enough. What I wouldn't say is, okay, you need to take your hips and you need to drop them a little bit lower and make sure you're pushing your knees out while also pushing through your midfoot on the way up. That's too much information for somebody to process. What I would say as a trainer though, is something short, concise, and visual. Hips below your knees, pockets below your knees, something like that. And what I've done is I've given them a visual cue. I've told them exactly what I need to do. And that's a secret code for personal trainers. Well, good personal trainers is that you take 2 things, a body part and where you want it to go. And you say those things, hips back, chest up, shoulders down, things like that. That's kind of what a good personal trainer does rather than overwhelm a client with too much information. Now let's talk about the good stuff. Now, the first thing you probably think when you see the word push-up is, oh shit, I'm wearing a headset. How am I supposed to do a push-up? And that's what I thought at first too. The same with the burpees and the jumping. I've never done those in a headset, so I didn't know what to expect. The fact is that this actually helped my form in a push-up. And let me explain why. Most people, when they're first starting out, or if they're not sure of how they look when they're doing push-ups, they do what's called a chicken neck push-up, which is where their head dips forward before their arms start bending. This is a thing that I have to fix on clients on a daily basis. People that have been doing this for years and years, that some shitbag trainer did not correct on them years before. Now, when you're doing the cues for this, again, like we talked about before, chin up, okay? Your goal is to try and touch your chin to the floor. Now, when you're wearing an Oculus that's front-loaded on your eyeballs, it's a lot easier to kinesthetically cue yourself to get your chin up because you have a weight pulling yourself down. With burpees, it's gray area. And the fact of the matter is you're trying to watch for the next cue coming up. So I need to know where my head needs to be for the next movement. So I have to look up, which is great. It fixes a push-up. So if you want to do a good push-up, this is a good way to start. This game has a lot of variety. And one of the biggest complaints I have with games like Beat Saber and Supernatural and FitXR is they're very monotonous in the work that you're doing. This isn't. You're gonna be on your back doing crunches. You're gonna be getting down for push-ups. You're gonna be jumping in the air. This is something that I think is brave in the developer to take on because no one else is doing it, which shows me that they're not afraid to take a few hits on bad reviews in order to get themselves in a position to where they could possibly be the first person doing this kind of stuff. It has a very large variety of movements and it shows. My workout was 15 minutes long and it whooped my ass. There's a lot of things planned for this game. There's a lot of things in development. There's a big future for this game. And it's not fair to criticize it at the moment. Yes, the game is out there. Yes, it's there for people to try out. However, if you're just going to try it and make an immediate judgment on it without knowing what's happening in the future, that's on you. That means you're just not good at reviewing things. Damn. But the fact is, this game and VR fitness in general is very nascent, and it's a good opportunity for you as the consumer to be a grassroots contributor and help push this game to where it needs to be, rather than just judge it and move on. I think what this game has the best of all the things, okay, think of all the things we talked about, is that if you're confused, the Discord is very active and the developer is very, very willing to help you understand the things about his game. I've been training clients for close to 10 years now, and I was still confused on a few things, but that's okay. If you take into consideration the limitations that the developers have and don't go into it expecting a Supernatural and FitXR and Beat Saber, which has its limitations as well, but it's very polished. This game is in dire need of a paint job, a wash, a wax, but looking ahead, I see this game kicking serious ass. It just needs to tighten some screws here and there. So if you like what you heard and you want to get more fitness tips from a true fitness professional, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, the thing, the other button, comment, give me a thumbs up. Did I say that? Is that the same as a like? I think it's the same thing. Give me a thumbs down, because guess what? If you thumbs down a video, it's the same thing. If you want to look at some more videos, here, go right there. See it? Right there? Click that. My name is Ari with FitPro VR, and don't forget to get your workout in today.